Should already be up.
Oh, I know. It's in the dashboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh my God.
Fuck you, guy offering promotion on our channel.
First one of 2000 and what year is it? 23.
So you're
I guess.
Wait, what just happened?
Year of our Lord 2023.
Year of our sweet baby Jesus Lord.
Oh my God. So what's up, guys?
Oh, we're here. We're gonna do some. We're talking about some magic. That's what we're doing.
Are we gonna? So that price, his price is lower than any of the competition. I feel like if you don't get on that,
Scattered Dungeon.
If you don't get on that, I feel like you're gonna be missing out. I just don't want
to offer you promotion to channel viewers, followers, chatbots. Like fuck you. Like goddamn. Modern advertising. Hey, we're going to advertise to you for robots for your advertising. So you can have completely illegitimate numbers in how you represent what you're doing.
Yeah, what's your role?
We should reply.
Go fuck yourself.
Indeed.
A little immature, but...
Indeed.
Hey, it's as mature as I need to be, buddy, all right? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I don't know. I forget how to block people.
I can't remember. We can ignore it. As long as he doesn't keep spamming us, it's
we're just going to have a bunch of spam in here over time.
Yeah.
That's going to be our chat. All spam.
Pin this message.
No, let's not do that.
Hey, yeah. Actually, if I could get hold of the Take Action account and just like try to get as many spammers into it as possible.
Oh yeah.
I'll just start visiting other chat. I don't know how you get spam bots into your chat, but I'd love it to
just put out an ad. Spammers wanted.
Yes, spammers welcome.
Yeah.
Do you live in India and want to pretend that you're my insurance agent?
This is for you.
You may be interested.
Oh shit.
All right. So yeah, magic and stuff. We're going to talk about some cards that came out in the last
two sets. Because that's how long it's been since we've done a fucking.
Are we sure it's only been 2 sets? Honest, I can't even fucking remember now.
Yeah, we kind of missed 2 sets. Maybe not completely, but mostly. We mostly missed 2 sets.
Yeah.
We missed Brothers War, and then this new Phyrexia
and like
set.
5 different supplemental products, probably.
I'm sure there's more than 5.
Probably not.
No, that's an obvious exaggeration.
Is it? I mean, it's been what, a month? Over a month. So if you take into account secret layers,
there's been at least if you account secret layers, that's like 10.
Yeah,
because they pump those fuckers out like 2 a month now.
You know what I'm ready for in supplemental sets? Revised, remastered.
You're right. Yeah, may as well at this point.
That sounds like some sweet stuff right there.
All right. So, we're going to talk about some cards and how they've impacted some things.
Indeed we will.
Formats
Indeed we will.
Specifically. And maybe players. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's on the... Dustin has a list as always. He's Mr. Prepared. So, we're going to go with his list.
Yeah, John was supposed to split these duties with me, and I just went out on a limb and assumed that John was going to do nothing.
Hey,
and I did his half like for him.
That wasn't my intention.
Yeah, I know it wasn't your intention, but you know.
I know.
So luckily,
here we are.
I'm a failure. And
luckily, I'm prepared.
The closer I get to 40 in wintertime, I'm just more and more useless every year. All right, Gix. There he is.
Yawgmoth Praetor.
So is this guy seeing play places?
I don't know. Like, I've seen him play in Vintage Cube, which to me means the card is good because he's not only seeing play in Vintage Cube, but he's good in Vintage Cube.
Well, I mean, that is kind of specific, though. Like, every card in Vintage
It's good enough for me to put it on my list.
Yeah, no, every card in Vintage is generally a good card, but, like, the things in Vintage definitely make him better.
So Tom Book sent me a list of of this, like, mono black mid-range deck. That
those are always mediocre.
Yeah. It was. I played a couple leagues with it and had a slightly above 500 finish with the 2 leagues. And like there was a 3-drop in the deck that really underperformed, and I think maybe this is just a better version.
Right.
The thing I like about it is you play you curve out, you do a creature on turn 1, a creature on turn 2. You play this thing, you can attack with your 2 creatures, and you get to draw 2 cards. Like it's
yeah, I mean the
trigger stack, and so it's a pretty sweet card. The little the 7 mana discard X cards text, like I've never seen anybody do that. Like,
I mean,
it seems super specific, and I can't imagine a world where that ever happens.
Well, there is a world, and we know what it is. It's Commander. That's the Commander.
Okay, sure.
So there's 2 lines of text.
Okay, so this is a
real
Commander card.
formats and then Commander. There's 2 lines. Like the first line is all Magic. The second line is just Commander.
Yeah, so there's some Commander playability, which some of our listeners may care about.
Well, there's also that. What's that? Awful mono black deck that has seen a bit of play. That I think it plays like a 7-drop sorcery or something, 5-drop, makes them sacrifice things. The deck is really bad, so I didn't really. It's been on camera here a couple times.
Oh,
yeah,
coffers thing.
Yeah, it's not. This isn't good in that deck because that deck doesn't really play creatures.
Well, and that deck
activated.
That deck doesn't have cards in hand to pitch either. So it's bad both ways.
So anyway, that's just one of the few I wanted to bring up.
It's a powerful card for sure. It has a lot of potential.
It's a card that you can play in your deck. Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, we just gotta click it again.
Yeah, got it. Next up is a card that is actually seeing Pioneer play. Anybody who watched the Pro Tour this weekend might have seen this card in play at some point. It's again another kind of boring, like mono black.
It's boring, but
it's played in like the Rakdos mid range deck. It's got a hell of a rate on it, though.
I will say that it is flatly the best of it that's ever been printed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the best shit that's ever been printed.
It's Graveyard Hate, and like it's got like the front and back fire breathing.
Yeah, and for colorless too.
Yeah, for colorless one, it's kind of
black. So
the scale on it's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, no, the rate on this card is really good. I think it's a solid card.
But in terms of modern, it's competing with Dauthi Voidwalker, and it's just not.
No.
Yeah. I don't think it's really competing with anything in modern.
No, it's just a notable card from the set, basically.
But hey, if a modern mid-range deck shows up in modern, this is a 2-drop that could go into that deck potentially. Or if Shade Tribal becomes a thing.
Look out for it.
It's just nice they gave this to Pioneer.
So one thing I played against this in League, and one thing I will say is that there were like I played against this in League without like they'd play it on turn 2 and it's like, oh shit, I don't have removal for that, and then they just like attack the next turn. I'd be like, no blocks, and they'd be like, yeah, take 2. I'm like, okay, and then they'd like play another thing, and then like the next turn I'd be like. They'd attack you and be like, no blocks. And they'd be like, yeah, take 2. And like,
you have nothing for it.
Yeah, and I had nothing for it. It's just like, I had this thought where like, if they were actually just putting all their mana into this thing, I would be dead
by now. Yeah. Well, they just, they think, especially you have the removal, so they don't.
Yeah, never had it at any point.
Shit.
But anyway, I thought that it's at least seeing Pioneer play. And I saw Pioneer play at the Pro Tour. And so we got one more of these. This is actually a reprint, but
hell yeah.
Go for the Throat is in Pioneer now. So I thought that this was a notable thing from Brothers War.
No, it is. It's very, very useful tool for that format for sure.
Yeah, I mean, although I did watch the Pro Tour, and one thing I learned is that removal doesn't really do anything.
And that's the problem with the format.
I'm still not sure why I keep hearing the word Pioneer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because it's now the like competitive, like it was the Pro Tour format. It's like now the competitive format. We're gonna be playing it here on Friday, for God's sake.
It is.
You're gonna be trying to play it here on Friday.
So I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
So the Pro Tour featured such decks as Creativity, which the Pioneer Creativity deck is basically Splinter Twin. Like, really, it's basically Splinter Twin. It's much more combo-y than the modern Creativity deck. It featured what's that fucking land that can't be interacted with?
Lotus Field.
Lotus Field had some of that. It did have black red mid range is like the one deck that played interaction, which after watching that perform, I was like, what are they trying to interact with?
Yeah.
And then that you have like the mono green ramp deck that I don't know. It's just it's a bunch of really bad shit.
All this does not make
me like the
excited.
There was this this kid that came out of left field and was kind of the story of the Pro Tour because he had this super creative deck that like was not a meta deck, and like he got second place. He lost to Reed Duke in the finals, and the deck he was playing was literally just the Pioneer version of Bogles.
Nice.
And like that was the super creative deck, and I was like, this format sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Can't wait for that
Well,
to be
you
a
know,
thing.
we got to hold out hope, and we got to be positive. It could get better.
How dare you? I don't have to do that.
I mean, you don't have to.
Oh yes, there was a
We
a
should,
Fires deck.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Actually, yes, I
Probably
did.
positive.
You over it already?
man.
You done? You
Uh,
done with
Matt-
hope already?
Matt is correct. There was
I've been pretty
a
hopeless lately, so I mean, it might be.
there's an 80 card Fires deck. It is that deck was the least Firesy Fires deck I've ever seen. Like that dude was sacrificing Fires left and right. It played that like that thing where you sacrificed an enchantment to go get a bigger enchantment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of nonsense. Really, it was a very you deck, Matt. Honestly, I'd be shocked if you weren't playing that soon. So.
I mean, I'm sure that's exactly what
That's
he brought it up.
another notable thing. This next one, John wanted me to mention, so I'm gonna let him talk about this.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Diabolic
Intent.
Intent.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. I only said it was notable because it is, as far as like the middle ground Eternal formats, one of two mana, straight up 2 mana legal tutors, and I'm surprised it's not being played at all. But I mean, that's pretty indicative of where the formats are at. But
If it was an
it is
instant,
powerful. I
If
mean,
you could do it on your opponent's end step and then.
And this
set
just
yourself
in,
up.
Matt has built that
Yeah.
deck for Friday. So
yeah, we know
hey,
the price.
Matt, if they don't get here in time, shoot me a text midday Friday. I think I've got a bunch of Chain to the Rocks at my home.
Yeah, yeah. Just this card here is just a benchmark of there finally being a semi-legit 2 mana tutor in the competitive formats.
Mhm.
And it does have the extra cost, and that is a downside. But the cost can't be interacted with, so
Yeah.
I mean, there is that. They can't shut it off by killing your thing. Yeah, I mean, there are better cards. It's not being played, but it is a powerful card, and it has potential. One of the things that with these cards we're talking about, some of them we're talking about just in the terms of potential, and there's definitely potential from a 2 mana tutor.
Sure.
You know, so
I'd also like to point out that this card mentions Gix in the flavor text, which
Right.
just goes to show how good Gix must be. All right, this is the only blue card I came up with.
out of brothers, yeah.
I know it's seen a little bit of play here and there. It's kind of a neat card. It's not really a modern card because it's
No.
5 mana and it's a planeswalker,
It's an
and both of those
interesting
things are
card.
bad in modern. 5 drops and planeswalkers alike.
The design of it is interesting.
Played against it in League. That little 2/2 is super annoying.
Yeah, well, I think that's how you would have to play this card, is to just immediately do that at all times. Like,
I
just fucking make the dude.
No,
get your card
I
back.
played against it once, and it was just like, make a 2/2, and it's just like, kill your 2/2, and it's like, make a 2/2, it's like, kill your 2/2, it's like, make a 2/2, kill your 2/2, and it's like, the fact that every time they draw a card, they're putting a loyalty
Yeah,
counter on
exactly.
this, it's like, they can
And-
just make infinite 2/2s.
Well, and the thing, the 2/2s aren't going to stay 2/2s. Like, this card
no,
has,
they do not. They
yeah,
do
this
not
card has
need-
real power. It's
Yeah.
like, right now in formats like Modern, it's completely dead because all Planeswalkers are dead in Modern, except for a couple. But this thing is fucking powerful. Like, this card does things, for sure. So, it has some real potential, I would
Alright.
say.
So the next card I have is Lauren of the Third Path. I don't know. Like, I know this is another card it's seen play in Vintage Cube. I'm sure it's seen play. I'm sure it's a standard card and other such.
Yeah.
It's a good card though.
It is. It's decent rate. You'd want it to be. You'd hope it'd be a 2/2, especially by now. You would just hope that this would be a 2/2.
Yeah, you're
With
probably
all
not
the
going to
rest
see
of
this in your
shit-
Ren and 6 format.
Well, yeah. I mean, so the thing is, the disparity between card design these days is really getting annoying because, like, certain colors they just print the wackiest bullshit, and then like they print cards like this. Like, you can't give it a toughness. You can't give it one fucking toughness.
Well, it
you
just-
can't make this thing. a
It does
2/2.
blow up an artifact. or
But this is
enchantment
another
later.
I know.
card that I think I saw Aspiring Spike might have made a couple of videos with it, But this one, again, it just feels like a commander card. You and target opponent,
Yeah,
each draw
for
a
sure.
card. Like
Yeah.
that's an ability you never want in an actual competitive format.
No.
It's a 2/1 for 3. It destroys a thing that you want to destroy in commander. It has a commander ability. It's a commander card.
I think this card is great. I agree.
It's a good sideboard card if you need a sideboard for artifact, and that's where artifact enchantment interaction goes, is your sideboard. So I think it's
really what you put in there?
I will say in Vintage Cube,
Yeah,
I
right
paired
deck.
it. I
if you're
paired this
playing,
with
like, a Flicker
Caracas.
Yorion deck, yeah, absolutely. It's one of the better ones of these cards that has been printed. But and with all that you just said is exactly why I'm like, just fucking make it a 2/2. At the very least, make it a fucking 2/2. Like, you're doing a bunch of nonsense that is only so relevant. Like, why not make it a 2/2? Why does this card have to be a 2/1?
Yeah.
Shit, it should probably be a 2/3.
Yeah, when
really.
talking about design, that discussion.
I mean,
on that
it's actually a 3/2 after you play your lieutenant.
Yeah.
No, I paired this in Vintage Cube with Caracas, and that was a pretty good.
Yeah,
good
it
pairing.
has a place. I mean, it's all and all those things too are meta dependent. Like, as far as how many artifacts are relevant, and like right now is in Modern a decent time to play a card like this because everybody's playing an enchantment or an artifact. You know, like how many decks just play? So many decks just play Urza Saga.
Mhm.
Almost everybody's playing Urza Saga. So just having that, it's not bad.
So the next card we have is Lay Down Arms, and John Brown can tell us about this card. This is seen play in Pioneer. Now it's kind of replaced the portable
Portable
hole,
yeah.
pothole, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, portable hole.
This card is
Yeah.
pretty good. I tried it. I really liked it. Got hot on it. Played a lot of it. But in Modern, it's still, the sorcery speed is killer. That's the thing that's a bummer about it.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Heard it here.
why
It's
this-
killer.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure why.
yeah, I don't know why either. Like,
Why
I
what?
guess
Why is it sorcery speed? I'm not sure.
I mean, that's
It's not going in basically any decks anyway.
yeah, no,
It's not-
exactly.
it's not
No, this
like,
is a
oh, it'll be too
super-
good if it's in-
I would say that this is definitely a lot more, like, this is a way better card for Pioneer because you might actually build a mana base that is all planes.
yeah. The Pioneer deck basically, it's kind of built like the BFZ
Mhm.
duels, the cycle duels, the
Right.
cycling duels, and then the shock duels. So.
Right.
And then it plays like 6 planes to 2 islands, so
Yeah.
it goes deep on it.
No, and it works in a deck like that, and it worked in my deck very well. Like, the consideration of planes were easy, but the sorcerer speed in Modern was just too rough. Like, there are too many things that you have to get rid of right now.
So are you not playing this anymore in your?
Not currently, no. I just went back to full play set of. I just play full play set of Prismatics, full play set of Marches, full play set of Solitude. I already have fucking all of it. Like, I don't. Honestly,
That's
I don't
the other
even.
thing modern, is
yeah.
competing with
Exactly.
2
I think it's a
2
really.
years of-
I like the card a lot, and I'm glad it exists. But it's definitely super, super, super fucking niche. But it
Yeah.
is a good card.
It's a neat art.
It is good art too. Very good art.
All right, this next one, recruitment officer. I bring this up because I think this could definitely see play in a humans deck. Should that ever be a thing again?
Which you probably won't.
Which I actually think it is probably in Pioneer. I know there's at the very least a mono white deck.
4 mana.
It's only 1 mana. It's a 1 mana 2/1.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but 4 mana activation.
Yeah, which is perfect because it gives you something to use your mana on because you're just Aether Vialing in your creatures.
Sure, but if you're Aether
I'm not-
Vialing- I'm thinking modern, where a lot
Yeah.
of times they're not, they don't have 4 mana.
Yeah, very possibly not.
But then again, of their threats, this is the one that they don't remove. So when you get to 4 mana, this guy's probably still alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me, with this card, I was immediately underwhelmed.
Yeah.
In Modern, at least, mainly because there are enough things that the format kind of demands you play.
Chat thinks it's awesome.
I think it's a good card, but I did any of the chat play it?
They said it made top 8 of Pioneer and just took the Modern Challenge, Mono White Humans.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
For what format? For Pioneer. Okay. Yeah.
Modern Challenge is modern.
Oh, okay.
So
Took the
yeah, I
Modern
mean this is
Challenge.
basically a 3/2 for 1. Like
Yeah,
when you
generally.
played the lieutenant the next turn.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with these humans. You have to add a power and toughness right away because they always have the lieutenant.
Yeah, as the human player, that's not always true. But yeah, I think the card's
You haven't
good.
been a humans player in a long time, John.
No, I actually still.
You haven't played against humans.
I don't play the. I don't play it in the store because it's fucking pointless to play in the store because it's fucking bad.
All right, we're moving on to red and a card that's actually good in modern.
There we go.
This card's a fucking house. Like
Yep.
this card is like a reason to play red again.
For sure. I agree.
I've been saying forever that I thought Anger of the Gods is actually decent and modern, and then they print this little doozy here, and not only is it good, but it also just wrecks Hammer Time, and I was playing some deck online the other day, and I brought it in against the food deck. Yeah, of course. Matt Wise wants everyone to know that this card sucks and you should not play it. Yeah, you and your little robots over there. But yeah, anyway, just an all-around great card.
Yeah.
Fills the same spot as every other 3 mana. Deal 3 damage to everything. Do you want to, in this case, deal with all the artifacts, or do you want?
Yeah,
to
just making this modal in such a relevant way is hugely powerful.
And the 3 or less is like kind of huge.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like and just kind of dealing with a lot of times all the little Urza Saga tokens become not so little.
I mean, deal with basically all of the artifacts that see play.
No, yeah.
It basically
for sure.
does. Yeah, it really does. So, good card. Good card. The next card I want to bring up, I think it has seen some modern play, basically because what is this card called? God, I didn't know there were so many.
It's got to be. The thing is, fuck, I don't know. Gaia Incarnate, maybe.
We don't know. All right, so there's a Titania that was in Brothers War and it
I got this
sucks,
thing pulled up.
and we're not going to talk about it. Fucking
Voice of Gaia is what it is.
huh?
Voice of Gaia. Very bottom.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. So this card,
It's
Ye-
fine. It doesn't
it's-
suck. It just is exactly what it is.
yeah, it's
It's a 2/3 or it's a 3/4 for 3 with reach, which is good.
yeah.
Right?
I will say that the land that comes with it, in my opinion, is a better card than this.
Yeah.
And
The land is
you can
sweet.
you can meld them, and you might want to do that for some weird reason. I don't know. I think it's not very good. But anyway,
I mean, the thing it
uh,
makes
This
is pretty
what
nuts.
Wizards wants the future of Magic to be is 3/4 for 3 that have some abilities. I'm all for it. Like, cool.
I mean, in certain colors. Other colors get 2 1s for 3.
Yeah, well, you know.
so we're moving on from
That color gets everything.
we're moving on from a mythic to a uncommon in the set, and this one is actually a powerhouse. All right,
Yeah, this card is nuts. for
Saren's
sure.
Steel Seeker. This is seeing play in the modern food deck, and it's fucking gross.
I've seen it in play in other stuff too, in versions of the Underworld Breach, like basically making it Timur, and even there, it's super nuts. Like the thing is pretty powerful, flatly.
Yeah, it's really, really good. This next card is not good in any format, but I just wanted to put it up here because
It's a sweet card.
yeah. It's
There's an H. There we go. Whack.
whack. It's so bad that our system does not even recognize it. So anyway,
Yeah.
the card was Bushwhack. We're
We're
moving
not,
on.
We're not talking about fight spells, apparently.
Yeah, we are not. Like it's for next level thinkers. All right, so we're gonna talk about Cityscape Leveler.
Yeah, this is a.
And right away, Chris is like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you been hit by a Cityscape Leveler, Chris?
I have. I also opened it in like 3 other big mythics during the pre-release.
Right.
And just wrecked shop.
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, it's it's pretty silly.
Yeah, sees a little bit of Tron play.
Yeah.
Could go in your Karn board. And having the cast triggers kind of gross.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
weird. So I still hate cast triggers. I don't like it. It's non-interactive. But at this stage where there's 50 different flicker effects, it's kind of like you can't.
Yeah,
you
no,
can't
exactly.
Put TPs on things anymore. Like, no,
Right.
someone's gonna play.
Yeah,
this
no, and
play it
I
3
think
times.
that
more
is
stifle
a
birds.
yeah, that is a healthy that is a healthy change that they've made. That's a good adjustment to recognize that. Like especially with this card, with that being considered, like the fact that they designed it the way they did, to where it is a cast, but you still get a little bit of like extra value with the haste unearth attack to get that there. Like it's some steps in the good direction, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so how about another one for the Karn board here? Urza's Silex.
I hate this thing.
Have you been blown out by an Urza Silex?
No, but I know that I could be, but I hate that I can be, because I just look at this card and it just looks so fucking clunky, but I know it's good enough and it just annoys me.
I don't think this is actually a card. Honestly.
I don't know, man. It's just, I just look at
Like,
it and it looks like
this
a
is-
piece of shit.
This is the card that everybody like gets all bent out of shape about when they see it printed. It's like, oh my god, you can buy it back with Karn, but like, I don't know any deck that plays Karn that can activate this thing.
Yeah.
Mono White Tron.
Mono White Tron.
Mono White Tron.
Boom.
Yeah,
New
got
archetype.
there. Yeah.
Made it tonight.
Get out your path to exiles.
Yeah, it's like it does the things, it does obvious flavor things, just super clunkily, and like I don't know, maybe in Pioneer, I guess it could be a thing.
Oh my god! I accidentally hit the voice thing on my phone, and I accidentally recorded in text. Oh, it's still going. How do I turn
It's
this off?
recorded for
It still
posterity
is.
now.
All right, let's delete all
The
that.
government knows now.
They really do. They really do. This next one, again, not a great card. I played it in Vintage Cube because you can get back, you can cast like Ancestral Recall and Time Warp for free.
I think this card is perfectly fine.
It doesn't do anything yet, but the
It's
more
not-
powerful instants and sorceries that get printed, the better
Yeah,
this
well,
card
it doesn't-
could potentially be.
It doesn't have a home now, but it still does what it does, and what it does is still fairly powerful. It's just a tool that hasn't found a fucking home yet. But I think it's a really well designed card.
Here's a question with all of these cards: if you play a prototype, flicker it, is it?
You don't get it because
Well,
You don't get the trigger, but it becomes a 4/3.
It does become.
Yeah, it becomes a 4/3.
it does become a 4/3. Yes,
Yeah.
that is true.
And the weird thing about prototype is when you cast it for its prototype, when it's on the battlefield, that's considered its CMC.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
weird.
That's why I was wondering because normally
Yeah.
that is not the case.
Yeah.
Something happened. No!
Oh God.
No.
Apparently there's too many Flesh Gorgers.
There you got it.
And there are quite a few.
So Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, John wanted me to bring this up because somebody played it against me at some point in time.
Well, it's the same kind of card as Arcane Proxy.
Yeah.
It's just a big dummy. This one does matter for the flicker effects because it comes back as a pretty insane body if you flicker it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. It got flickered back
Yeah.
into play.
Well, then you just get rid of it.
Yeah, you just gotta pay a little life.
A little.
No big
7.
deal. Play a
No big
sweeper.
deal.
One of the two things.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Sweepers are fair. So,
And,
yeah, it's a card. I mean, we were just talking about Brothers War stuff, and I feel like it's one of the more notable as far as power level goes.
Like big beefy boys on the back or discussion.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then John wanted me to bring up Portal. Oh my god. It doesn't want this one to exist, John.
Yeah, well.
Portal to Phyrexia.
Because it shouldn't exist, really.
And
It's a goofy ass card, too.
all right. So,
Yeah, this was a card that people were doing the Indomitable Creativity thing with for a moment. It's the 9-drop. Ugh, 9 mana. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I could ever imagine paying 9 mana for something that's not an X spell. Enters a battlefield, each opponent sacks 3 dudes, and at your upkeep, you get to reanimate stuff from a graveyard into your battlefield. So it's a lot of fucking power, for sure. But people were doing tricky combo stuff with it, and it didn't last very long, so I think they just... I mean, if it was good, it'd still be happening, right?
Yeah.
Let's
So-
talk about artifacts from the set that actually see play. I bring you Haywire Might.
That is probably the biggest one.
Yeah. It's pretty unassuming. 1 mana, 1/1.
It is, and those are the things that always are the most unassuming. Are cards like this, but those are the cards that actually matter, and that's a testament to how to evaluate cards for actual competitive play. Like a lot of text, low mana, boom, there you go. That's a card that probably means something.
Yeah.
The importance of 1 mana versus 2.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah, you can get it off your Urza Saga.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. People are always after things that they can get off of their Urza
This is
Saga.
so much. I would play probably. So people are playing just a bunch of crap in their decks. I see. I know because I see it.
No,
No, yeah.
Urza Sagas go off.
It's the
Oh,
set
that's-
package.
Oh, Chris, if
They
you
play a
heard
set
how many
package.
times I talk shit about how like Pithing Needle has not been a playable card in like 10 years, but people insist on putting it in their
Dude, so
deck.
many people get it. Their first saga goes off. They go get Pithing Needle and they name Barry. I'm like, so we haven't got any other options.
Yeah.
But I would play like 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah, because that's a real card. That's
Yeah.
it does stuff. It's a body.
Sure. I'll go get a 1/1.
Next up on the list, this is actually the last one I have for Brothers of War, and this has seen modern play. Mishra's Research Desk. You can also get this off your Urza Saga if you choose. But I have where it's really done a lot of damage is I've seen it in some food decks, and I've also seen it in the mono red artifact burn deck, which you haven't checked. If you haven't checked that one out, you should, because it's got one of the better win percentages in modern right now.
The Urza's food deck.
It's
No, the burn
It's not.
deck.
It's just a mono red artifact burn deck.
yeah, it's pretty disgusting, really. And the first time I saw it in play, the opponent put down an Omnath and then immediately played fetch land and then died the next turn. So that wasn't good enough.
And we know that has a history of being good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Generally.
Yes. So
Generally pretty
there's a
good.
lot of power behind these burn spells, especially with the artifact burn spells are 4 and four and 5.
Well, that's
Yeah.
it. I've thought it criminal for a long time.
And-
the Galvanic Blast, just to see no play, because even without the couple like the last 2 years of Magic, like Galvanic Blast, like Metalcraft is so easy to turn on. And
There's
Gal
nothing
Blast
like
is just so good.
nothing feels worse than when you try to like kill an opponent's artifact creature and instead it turns into 5
Yeah,
five
for sure.
damage to your
Yeah.
face. Like that's a shitty feeling.
Yeah, that's a deck that I'd like to take a whirl with, because that's up my
Yeah,
alley.
you should check it out. It's a very you deck, I think.
I think another card that is worth scrapwork mod is
Oh yeah, that's seeing some stuff. That's a very solid little 2-mana artifact, dude. 2 mana, right? I mean, I love me some 2-mana looters, like
Yeah.
a 2-mana creature, a 2/1 that loots for 2.
Oh yeah, I have
and
seen this guy a lot.
Yeah, no, this thing's cool. It's a good card.
Yeah.
It's a very
I don't
solid.
really have anything more to say about it. It does what it says on the tin.
No, it's
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
simple ass card, but what
Yeah.
having that, all the interaction. This is a good card.
It
We're
loots
talking
twice.
about layers, because you have the looting layers, you have the artifact layers of the card design. Like it's a solid card for sure.
It's one of the cards that's open, especially as a control player. It's just annoying.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
You have to, which it's easy to exile now. Okay, you guys draw it and get rid of your bad
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, you
Well, I
can
mean
draw
that's the
and get
thing.
rid
Do you
of
want
your
to
bad
spend an
stuff.
exile spell on that stupid fucking thing? Like,
What?
do you want to spend an exile spell on that thing?
That's,
You're like,
that's the other
not
one.
really. Like,
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's-
but
it's-
you're going to be taking damage.
I don't want to spend a removal spell on it. I don't want to.
yeah,
Like this is the kind of card that deals like 8 damage to you because you're just like
yeah. Like,
stubborn
eh.
and don't want to
Yeah,
Spin a card on-
I refuse
Yeah.
to dignify that card with a response.
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
My
So
kind of
next
card.
we're moving on to Phyrexia, and we've got I think every commander player's new favorite card.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of them talking about it, so I assume that it's just slotting into every deck.
Yeah, probably. It is definitely.
Trigger.
Yeah, I do hate these kinds of cards, because it's especially for those kinds of formats. Like, it's one of those cards that by design it's like, well, you kind of got.
And we're talking about
right?
Elish
I mean, you
Dorn,
kinda
Mother
gotta
of
play it. Like,
Machines.
yeah, it's pretty fucking annoying. I
It's a
don't think.
little 4/7 vigilant for 5 that if a permanent entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability, it doesn't. Oh wait,
For
it
your
does.
opponent.
An additional
doubles
time. Your
you.
opponents do not.
Yeah,
Yours are twice. Theirs are no.
yeah, which is
And it's
pretty
permanent,
silly.
not creature. Permanent. So
Miserable.
Yeah, it is miserable. Like in every way, shape, and form, it's miserable. And then if you do like both have one, then it's just super stupid. Like
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like
nothing
they get to
happens.
scissor on each other, and then our cards don't do anything. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Your
So, yeah, it's a really
Your
fun
ley
good
line
card.
binding's looking pretty sad over there, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, that's it. And that's what I hate about. When I started thinking about that, just to see like a bunch of control decks that all the control decks just have this, because like it doubles yours and shuts off theirs, and every control deck is working off the same thing. So like, fuck, everybody just has this.
If your
card.
solitudes don't work.
Yeah,
and your-
exactly.
Read is turn five. It's like, can't cast things instance beat.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks, trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Terrible.
So seems
Not-
like a fun card. I haven't got
Yeah.
to play with it yet.
All right.
Principally
Next,
opposed to that card.
Skrelv Defector Might.
It's an interesting little card.
It is an interesting
It's-
little card.
Interesting because there's one better version of this card, but this card does do very different thing. So it's nice to have. It's cool.
Yeah. There's been some talk about it.
I think you'll see play for a long time. I think it's
Yeah, no, it's
definitely gonna.
for
Going
for the
to
sake of modern, it's another giver of runes
Mm-hmm.
that operates on a different angle. So I mean, it's good for
At
sure.
a certain stage, there will be just the four giver rune for
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
deck.
Bonus
3
points
years.
to any
Yeah.
deck that's trying to poison people. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mono white infect.
What I would love is if this pushes infect into green white or green white blue.
See, that's when I used to play
You
infect.
really
I
want
played
some
green white.
Bant Infect
Yeah,
or
I think it'll be worse, and that's why I want it. I think it will be less good. I'm all for
Okay.
that.
Next we have Minor Misstep.
Okay.
I hear it's seen some play in some of the older formats.
It will see some play. I think it's more of a medical. It's not just a card that you put in your deck. It's not counterspell. But if, if your local meta has a lot of, or if the meta of a large tournament is going to be a lot of.
Yeah, this I would say that this card will have relevance
Oh yeah.
at different times.
I think it. So I've already had several debates on Friday nights about this card. Somebody was trying to argue with me, like, no, this definitely should be at least a one of in any deck that plays islands, and it's like, I think it kind of sucks. Like, I think it's a good sideboard card.
Mhm.
It's like a one of. Like, I wouldn't mind playing this against like the Cascade decks and such. But I just keep coming back to, if I put this card in my main deck, I know what's going to happen is I'm going to be on the draw. My opponent's going to play monkey on
Yeah.
turn one and be staring at this fucking thing, wishing it was literally anything else. And so that's kind of where I stand on Minor Misstep.
I think it's if your meta is hammer and infect and
I mean,
cascade, then you go okay. They go put it
well, that's the
1
thing.
to
It
3 in the
it
sideboard. or a
does
couple,
and
then
will
put it
always
on.
have a good amount of relevance in any competitive format. Because in any competitive format, there will be a good number of one or lower drop cards being played. So yeah, it just depends. It just depends on what the meta looks
I
like.
think-
But it always has an amount of
But
relevance.
the other thing that goes along with that, John, like countering a, like, say I'm on the play and I counter a monkey with this, like, it doesn't even feel that good.
No, I know.
Like the whole
Yeah.
point of a counter spell is to pay less to get rid of their spell than what they paid to cast their spell.
Sure.
And like, that is a problem with a card like this, is it never really does that unless you're getting like a value card like Living End or
Right.
the fucking Rhino
So
thing.
the thing I'll say about this card is it should have been printed 10 years ago or whatever the fuck it was that they printed Mental Misstep,
Yes.
because it's what that card should have been, and then we'd have like real data on how good the card actually is, and it would probably just be exactly what you're saying. But yeah, it's stupid that they printed this card now and not then.
Well, this is
That's
like,
what it should have been.
this
It would have
counters
been-
way more things and is somehow infinitely worse than Mental Misstep.
because of the mana. Because one mana makes a difference.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell.
Just worse now thanks to prismatic ending. Like this is Prismatic Ending uses the same amount of mana, almost certainly,
Right.
to deal with the same thing, and is not situational. This says you need to have the mana when they play it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Prismatic Ending just says, hey, at any time, spend a white.
But to John's point, this is a better answer to Dash Monkey.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
true.
that's what all I'm saying about the card myself is just that it has relevance. It will always have an amount of relevance. Tempo is a big deal. When the card, like different times in the game, this card is going to be better or worse, and that's just you have no that's just fucking variance, man. Like that is what it is.
I agree with the sentiment that I've heard a few times. I would really like if this card says counter target spell with mana value one or less, or if no mana was spent.
Sure.
Yeah.
That would be really sweet.
But then
so you're saying if you could counter like pitch elementals with it or something?
At that stage,
it would be good. It would be very good.
Mental misstep levels of needing to play. So many pitch elementals.
Yeah.
Does that kill the pitch elementals? It would be interesting then.
Would Modern be more interesting if that card existed? To where you did kind of kill the pitch elementals?
I do. I think so. Yeah.
I think if there was any reason to not play as many pitch elementals as you can, Modern would be.
I think if there's not any reason for anybody to play Modern, the pitch elementals are the reason somebody's going to not want to play Modern.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like they're kind of annoying. Like, I play.
According to several Commander players I've talked to, the reason they don't play Modern is because it's too expensive.
Well, that's just nonsense.
I have thoughts. I'll leave it.
We don't need to get into that.
I
promised on my post about this there'd be minimal. I didn't say no.
My follow-up question was, how many Commander decks do you have? And the answer is never one.
Never one.
So this next card is now I would have to say, the most played Jace in Modern.
I think this thing is super interesting.
If you played Modern Online since Phyrexia was released, you've probably played against this card, and it is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It is now played in the Blue-Black Mill deck and is probably the best card in the Blue-Black Mill deck.
I assumed as much as soon as I saw it printed.
Outside of Mill, I don't.
I think it has potential in.
Probably not.
I mean, not really.
It's one of the cards that I was like, I wish I could play that.
Well, I don't know. I look at it, and I'm not a control player, and I don't fucking put up any actual results for Magic, so my opinion's whatever. But as a 2-of in a deck like maybe Murktide that fills its own graveyard so much,
sure.
Like the fact that you can get 6 cards out of it, most likely,
sure,
in a couple turns, seems huge. As a 2-of, like you could get a lot of cards out of this thing in more decks than just Mill, and that's where. And it's so low mana, it's not going to be the thing you play on turn 3. But it'll definitely be a thing that you can play on turn 6, draw 3 cards off it, and still have action up. Mm-hmm. That's the only other. That's the only other thing I see for this card.
Murktide's also emptying its own graveyard.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. 20's a lot to get, but it's also, I don't know. It's not that much. I mean, decks feel. A lot of decks in Modern have 20 cards in their graveyard all the fucking time.
Sure.
In a game of Modern, actually, I'm gonna track it on Friday. I'm gonna go around the room every time there's a break, and I'm just going to count graveyards when you randomly walk out there and see how many times.
I don't think it happens very often.
I'm going to find out. I'm not sure.
I mean, if Ron's here, it'll happen, but I don't think Dredge is playing this.
I think it happens a lot.
Dredge is not playing
that.
No.
They play the game and go more than 5 turns, but a lot of decks don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, still happens. Like
it does happen.
It happens quite a bit. I mean,
but I think if they don't have 20 or more, this card is extremely mediocre.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So you're just banking on too much for me.
All right. Next up, we have Karumonix, the Rat King.
See, and this is a card like I'm really stoked this guy's printed, but he's like this isn't making Rats an actual deck.
It's Rats is closer to being an actual deck than it ever has been before.
That is true.
I did
100% true.
And it's because of this card.
I mean, technically, yes.
I will say my favorite streamer, Caleb D, ran this in a league, Rat Tribal, right after this was released, and did go 4-1 in the league. Now, granted, he's a phenomenal player, so that has something to do with it at all times. But this card did perform. I mean, it does draw a shit ton of rats.
Oh, it's a sweet card for sure. It's a very sweet card. I mean, you get a shit ton of rate, you get a lot of rats. Like, I love the card.
There's not that many edicts, right?
Yeah.
10.
There's a lot of things with edict in there. Oh, I pulled right up.
I'm excited. I want this card so badly. I want this to be good. I want to play with this card,
Children's Edict.
and I don't know that I can. Also,
I
I want better art.
So I had been playing a few different like brews online. I had a couple blue-black decks, some Grixis control decks that when this card was available, I played some leagues, just kind of like slotting in one of these in each of those decks just to give it a roll. And yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. It's the best edict they've ever printed. and
It's
it's not good.
it was like that. Like every single time that I drew it, like my mind would go to, what did I board out for this?
Yeah. What?
Or what did I take out for this? Yeah, I'd rather have that right now.
Uh-huh.
Like it definitely had that feeling. Not to say that there's never going to be a place for it. And
It's the best
granted,
edict they've done. I mean,
it is the best edict they've ever done.
It's just,
Which
we're just at
by
a
the
point
way,
where it
the
doesn't matter anymore.
last 6 edicts they've printed have been the best edict they've
Yeah.
ever done.
Yeah, exactly.
They keep trying.
Well, it's because they keep printing a bunch of other wacky bullshit alongside, so they can't. Like an edict is kind of an old school Magic card, and that's one thing that's cool about Brothers War and Phyrexia is both of these sets felt like very old school Magic, and that's really cool. But old school Magic has no fucking place anywhere in today's Magic,
I
like
wish this was
even
one
casual.
I wish this was one mana. Would it
Yeah.
be playable at 1 mana? I don't even know if it would still be all that playable at 1 mana.
I think it would be at 1 mana. I think it'd be fine at 1. I think at 1 mana it actually.
it would be more playable.
If you could-
but,
if you
I
could-
don't think it's
Well, it's
replacing
a
bunch
question of the
units
it's a
with
question
one
of their relevance.
If you
know,
can get
like-
them to sacrifice a
more playable at
planeswalker
1
at 1
mana.
mana, like that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
mana. It would be.
But again, there's only like 2 planeswalkers that get played, so
well, that's it.
you know.
I don't
That's
know.
the
I had
problem.
this be like, okay. The thing I didn't like about it was never like amazing.
Yeah.
And like what you would hope is that like, oh, I get them to sack their Renin 6 on turn 2 and it just didn't do the heavy lifting that I wanted it
I
to
think
do.
Yeah.
it needs to be 1 mana, or they need to actually just add 2 more type lines of you can make them sacrifice an artifact, or you can make them
Yeah.
sacrifice
Well, they're not going to do artifact in black.
Well,
They,
could just
they
make
wouldn't
it
do
black-red.
enchantment now. Like they've made that clear. Yeah, that would actually, if it was enchantment, I'd be
Here we
all in
go.
on that card. That would be the difference for me.
Yeah.
2 mana at enchantment.
Yeah.
All right, next is this Nissa Ascended Animist. So this is like, I guess some people have put it in the Pioneer, the green ramp deck. It's I just want to say this thing on the battlefield is one of the most powerful planeswalkers ever printed. If you've never seen it, it starts at, if you don't pay the full cost and you take some hits, like this just pluses to make big dudes.
Yeah, so if you pay 5 and pay 2 life, you get to make
A 4/4,
six-
a 4/4.
It's just loyalty. So no, it'd be because it
Yeah,
starts
it'd
with
be a
2 less.
6/6.
Yeah, it pluses to make 6/6s,
Or
and then
would
it makes a
be
6/6, then a 7/7.
No,
Oh,
no,
So it
no,
doesn't-
no,
it
no,
doesn't go
no.
down to 5 loyalty, it goes down to
3.
Okay.
So you would plus it to make a 4/4 if you paid 5 mana for it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was saying.
But then the next turn you're
I meant
making a
s-
5
I
top
meant
5, and the next turn
6.
you're making a 6/6.
I meant 6. So at 6 mana, it still pluses to make a 6/6,
Sure.
and that's
Yeah.
still like
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it pluses to make dudes, which
yeah,
is
big ass dudes.
big dudes, not like
Not
dorky
bullshit.
little 1/1s or
1/1s and
2/2s.
2/1s or 2/2s with menace, like actual fucking
Like real dudes. And like I was talking to somebody and they were talking about how they played against us somewhere and they were like, yeah, it's like like, you know, like I was able to kill it because I had this, and it's just like, okay, but like they still got to make 2 dudes. So like you're like, oh, I quickly dealt with it after they made a 4/4 and a 5/5. It's like okay. Sure.
What is going on?
Yeah.
What's up there, John?
One of the mics is being super weird.
I was just rereading it to make sure it's not tied to the power is not continually tied to her loyalty.
It's not being weird now.
That is.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, let's ask that question. Create an XX
Weird.
where X is Nissa's loyalty. So does the X continually get tied to her loyalty? So if you destroy her,
No.
they become 0/0?
No. Because it would say
No.
it'd make an XX creature with this ability, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how Urza Saga.
Yeah, no, you just
working.
literally make like an XX.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd have a whole, like, huge line of text if it was.
Yeah,
tied
I've seen
to
it on the
her
battlefield, and
loyalty.
it does. It's like the first one's a 4/4, the next one's a 5/5, the next one's a 6/6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all have different powers and toughnesses and stuff. So yeah, it does scale as the game goes on. All right. What's next? Okay. This is one that we wanted to talk about. Fuck, I can't spell though.
Alice. Mother trucker.
Venerated Rot Priest.
Gross.
Yeah, that's one of the more.
Infect. Rug Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the three of us kind of had a little debate about it, whether or not this would see play in modern. It's like, yeah, I could go and infect in here. And we're like, yeah, it turns out it's just a storm card.
Yeah.
Didn't really see that coming.
Yeah. No,
But,
no, for sure.
Yeah, it's turns out that this venerated Rot Priest, the toxic poison damage dealer, is one of the most powerful storm cards ever printed. Who knew?
Yeah. That's silly.
Chris, I can tell that you love this one.
I fucking hate it. I just hate everything. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like Storm. I don't like Infect. Here we are.
Yeah.
Here's
This
just one
is,
man, 1-2 thing, just rocking it out.
The one thing I've noticed about the deck is that, man, you don't need much storm count to kill
No,
somebody with
you
this.
don't.
It just kind of happens.
Jesus. Yeah, I'm
It
not
could
a
be
fan.
problematic down the road. Or if not now.
But if this is what it takes to like just get them to ban Storm cards so that we can get some decent cantrips in, I'm okay with it.
No, I'll just ban that thing.
No, leave it. Ban Storm. Give me
Why would we ban Storm? It's not good.
Yeah, Storm hasn't been good for a long
I know,
time.
but Storm is the reason that we don't have good cantrips.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I want it to be punished for that. It knows what it's done. There's no statute of limitations on banning cantrips. It needs to go. And then you can give me my cantrips back. That's what I want.
You get some brainstorm and.
Well, you can't. You won't get that back because that never happened.
Yeah.
That
No, it'll be in the next Horizon set.
Yeah, if there's a Modern Horizons 3 and Brainstorms on the spoilers, there's an emergency podcast. episode.
Greatest comment ever printed.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can't imagine they'd let. I mean, they've done some stupid shit, but I can't imagine they'd do that.
This next one we're going to talk about, Nahiri the
I
Unforgiving.
hate this artwork so fucking.
Yeah, it's not very good. The artwork's not good.
She looks so fucking.
It's
goofy.
it's the female version of the villain from Terminator 2 is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah. Anyway, this card is a 3-mana planeswalker, so that means that it will eventually see some sort of play. And I've already seen it see some play. I think it was in an Aspiring Spike deck. Yeah, I think it was mostly used to flashback copies of Seasoned Pyromancer from Graveyard.
Yeah, I mean that seems like the one thing it's gonna do.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, yeah,
It's
yeah,
not a
that's
terrible thing to
fine.
be doing, I guess.
And there is something.
Yeah, I did want to note that we were talking about this card before we actually saw it see play, and the second +1. I think like all the Nahiris kind of have this ability, but this one is discard a card, draw a card, then draw a card. So like a lot of the Nahiris, you have to have a card in hand to actually do anything. Like normally it's like discard it, like you may discard a card if you do draw a card. Like if you're empty-handed, this just draws cards, which is
Yeah.
nice for people who play red, white things.
Well, and honestly, a forced, like, forcing a creature to attack is, depending on your deck, is actually removal sometimes. So, depending on the creature, like that is a thing. It's going to be pretty narrow, but it will happen sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those colors, it makes sense. It is a degree of removal.
All right. Next we have Tyvar. And Tyvar has resurrected an old modern combo favorite.
Yeah. Which one's
what's the card called? The one where you have the little mana dork.
Oh, the negative counter mana dork.
Yeah, the negative counter mana dork.
Woo!
Yeah, because with this guy, I've seen the deck in action. I played against it, actually. It was kind of not fun. So, what's that fucking thing called?
The
We're terrible at our jobs here.
Well, we haven't seen the card in like 3 years. So.
Shit.
Anyway, Devoted Druid.
Yes.
Devoted Druid.
Yeah, so the thing is, with this thing,
It was everywhere for a while.
with this thing, you can combo off the turn that you play Devoted Druid because you can activate that ability immediately. And then if you have Devoted Druid in play and you go to play the, ignore the negative counter card, and in response they kill your Devoted Druid, then the next turn you can just play this and get back your Devoted Druid and combo off.
Yeah, you could also just do it the turn you play Tyvar. Because you can mail and hit a Devoted Druid.
Yeah, I the number of times that like consecutive turns that I had to try to make a play to stop my opponent from immediately comboing off was kind of obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
He just adds first off, it adds speed to the deck.
Which is a huge deal for that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then just resilience, just being able to buy back the things that allow him to combo off over and over again.
Yeah,
I don't-
like a planeswalker.
Yeah,
he's a solid card. He's
it's
super
3 mana.
specific. He's narrow.
Yep.
He's still powerful.
Give
I think-
something vigilance, kind
Yeah,
of.
I think he's pretty. He's well designed.
Yeah, he's all right. He'll continue to see play and at the very least Devoted Druid. I think I have one
he
more
could just
card.
go in elves too. Like
Yeah.
he could just jam
Oh,
in
yeah.
elves.
Yeah.
For sure.
Elves are already black green, so
Yeah, I don't think that Elves cares about playing this.
I don't think they do, but I
they
mean,
could. I
if
mean,
they
you
want
could
to.
you could play the fucking 3-drop elf lord that makes all your taps mana for each elf. Like
Which one is it? Is it this
Put
one?
Crater Hub in there.
that.
I think it's Grand Unifier.
Yeah. All right, and last but not least, Atraxa Grand Unifier.
Another big dummy.
This card's seen a lot of play.
It is. It is.
So basically, if I have it correct, in any deck where you were playing Gristlebrand or what's the other thing? The Archon, you're just playing this now?
Yeah.
Is that right? Like
That's what people have been telling me.
that's kind of what it seems like. It's
Yeah.
what I hear.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like
Seems
you just
pretty obvious.
get to draw a shit ton of cards.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this ominous text about being able to get a battle card.
Don't know what that is yet.
Yeah.
Ew, oh god, no.
Yeah. Don't know what that is yet.
Oh, I didn't read the reminder text.
Yeah. And
Yeah. You didn't think you had to.
also, you'll notice that the one type has been removed, which we also don't know what that means.
Oh, are they gonna just like fucking just get rid of tribal as a card type?
I mean, it's not listed.
That's weird. That's okay. So I was already annoyed. I didn't think about that particularly. I was
Yeah.
annoyed that there's this mystery card type that hasn't been seen yet. But the idea that they're gonna just cut tribal out, if that happens, I'll be really annoyed because that's just lazy. Like, fuck you. You did that.
Maybe they won't. Maybe battle, once it's explained, tribal will actually now be a battle card.
That doesn't make any sense.
Got a battle.
You never know. You never know.
Well, I just hate that. Like, I hate that where they're like, if they're just like, oh, well, yeah, we don't like that anymore. Fuck that. Like, you printed it, motherfuckers. Like, you printed it. That's it. It's the same thing
Yeah,
that I
it's,
hate about.
The thing is, we just don't know.
Same thing I hate about Mana Burn being gone. Like, they printed a whole set they had put in so many cards built around Mana Burn, and they're just like, yeah, nope, Mana Burn's gone. Yeah, no big deal. Like, that's just lazy. It's fucking lazy.
I'm so hung up on battle. I play a Planeswalker. Play a land. Yeah, I'll play an instant. I'll play a battle. I'll play a battle. I don't.
Well, I mean, so those other terms only makes like those
They only
combinations
make sense in the
sense in
context,
Magic.
but like
yeah.
in the context of Magic,
Yeah, I don't know.
like everything that has ever been introduced to me has made a degree of sense. A waste.
Right.
Oh, it's a land type. What
Well,
the hell
so
is
yeah,
battle?
conceptually,
You're never gonna say it that way, Chris. The way it's gonna go is you're like, I'll play an instant, I'll play a creature, I'll play a land, I'll play a planeswalker. Let's battle.
Let's battle. No, what I'll say is I'll counter your battle. That is how I will interact with battle. That is
maybe
my
they can't be
suspicion.
countered.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a special
Anymore.
action. You
Yeah.
counter battles. You
Yeah.
enter battles.
That's probably fucking true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. That's probably the wording on the card. You're gonna enter a battle.
Honorable mention to the boy who showed up too late to the party is Canker Balloon.
Oh yeah,
It
That card
just
is-
I
like
thought about
is following Haywire Might. Like
yeah.
nearly,
Yeah.
you can search for me too, almost with
Yeah.
like with all your green
I thought
search.
about
No,
that.
it is a good card. It's a solid
It's
card.
just-
It's a 3-2 for 2, right?
Good.
Yeah,
3-2 for 2, which is
it's a 3-2 for 2.
which is like below rate for modern. As
Um,
it turns out.
it does the thing where it
you have to sacrifice
itself.
it to kill
Destroy an
something?
artifact,
It's-
an
it's
enchantment,
too
or
slow.
proliferate. Like it's one of those that like it's not cool enough to be invited to the party to like 4 different decks, and then Haywire Might's there, and she's like, oh no, you're never gonna see any play.
Yeah.
Haywire Might's just even in those decks, Haywire Might.
Is
So
it
it's-
a relevant creature type?
Huh?
Isn't it like a fungus or something?
Yeah, Phyrexian Fungus.
It's
It's a hell of a band name.
yeah.
But we have Phyrexian Fungus.
What a sorry piece of shit that thing is. A Phyrexian fungus. Like withered mushroom.
So I'm a little less intimidated by Phyrexians that
I
are
know.
gonna take the time to complete some fungus.
The Phyrexians are here! Just throwing mushrooms. They brought party favors.
So the next thing we want to do, and ending on Atraxa is perfect because something we're gonna.
So we didn't really talk about the card.
We didn't. There's
Oh.
nothing to say.
It's
It's a 7/7
it's a
for
reanimator
7.
target, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
it's a
Flying Vigilant Death Touch Lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each card type, you may put a card of that type from among the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order, and the card types are Artifact, Battle, Creature, Enchantment, Instant, Land, Planeswalker, Sorcery. And basically, you put this in play, and you draw a shit ton of cards immediately. And if your opponent can't answer it, they probably die.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they answer it, and then they die to the fresh hand of cards you've drawn.
Yes. Which probably
too.
includes another reanimator
That too.
card.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it's better than Gristlebrand because you don't have to get a hit in with it to draw the cards. You just get those automatically.
yeah.
I mean, you don't have to get a hit in with Gristlebrand to draw the
You
cards.
don't. But you also don't have to pay 7
Yeah,
life.
you don't want to.
Yeah, like Gristlebrand when you're at 4 life doesn't do a whole lot.
This is true.
This
Yeah.
thing does.
So it's exactly what it is.
It's weird. I don't know. I still, I don't know. This card's better. I prefer Gristlebrand. This card's better because it doesn't want to enters. And
Yeah, this card is just fine.
I wish the ability
Yes.
was a cast trigger.
yeah, Jesus.
Nobody's casting this thing ever.
But then you couldn't reanimate it.
Yeah, it'd just be bad.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It's reanimator. Reading into.
I don't know that this card is that much better than Gristlebrand. And
I mean,
and
nobody's played Gristlebrand. Like Archon, I don't think it's better than Archon. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's like,
I'm.
Archon's the best card
I
to
keep
reanimate.
reading this, and it's like I'm not convinced that this is that much better than old Gristly Boy.
I think
Like,
it's.
And
this,
maybe- and
in the
maybe
matchups
it's,
where the
uh,
7 life is a big deal, sure, but Gristlebrand draws you more cards.
And probably for modern purposes, this card in Reanimator isn't a real thing because like the card they're reanimating with doesn't hit Legends, right? Like the Persist.
This is true.
That doesn't hit Legends, so.
Right.
But yeah, I'm sure the next run of Vintage Cube they're gonna have this motherfucker in here as a like they're gonna replace one of the Reanimator cards that I love and enjoy. which we've had conversations in the shop recently about the idea of the archetype of Reanimator, and John made the comment that Reanimator is for 12-year-olds.
That's probably a little too strong, but
Yeah, but the fucked up thing is, like afterwards, Isaiah had this weird look on his face, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" And he like went and looked at like a calendar, and like come to find out, Isaiah once played Reanimator, and he was 12 years old. And I mentioned this story to Matt Wise, and come to find out, Matt Wise also played Reanimator when he was 12 years old. So, like, I know you were just making an off the cuff remark, like just kind of like scuffing at the archetype, but like it was dead on, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's an archetype. It's part of the fabric of Magic. Like, it's gonna be there, always has been there. I definitely in a conversation about that conversation the other day, I will concede that I guess that my real problem with Reanimator as a strategy is I don't like to win with big dummies. Like, in whatever form that comes, I don't play ramp.
I don't want to cheat out big dummies.
Yeah,
to
I
make
don't
their
want
face
to.
in.
I don't want to win with some big with a big hammer. I'm not a monkey. I don't like to play with hammers. So I mean, that being said, like you still have to build a functioning deck, a good deck. There are more potential like hazards in building a Reanimator deck because they can be very easy to shut down. Since most of my play experience is with good control players, that's pretty much the only people that I play against. There's like fucking 4 people. I can't imagine I'd ever win with a Reanimator deck because I don't know how a Reanimator deck beats a good control player. But so that's kind of tilted to a degree, I suppose, but still feels right. So
Same
I
with
don't
Dara.
know.
I mean, if you get Archon on the battlefield, I just can't win.
Yeah, but you're not gonna let that happen.
I mean, it's happened. I've lost to Archon before.
Yeah, no,
Feels terrible.
Reanimator is fine. It's definitely not my cup of tea. I feel like it's a little too easy. When it works, it feels way too easy. And I want a little bit more challenge than just like, hey, here's this thing. Do I win? Like, hey, I want.
Well, it's one of the decks that it doesn't feel like there's that much wiggle room. Like you either do your thing of reanimating your big guy, or they don't let you do that. And if they don't let you do that,
oh, exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I guess we're done then.
Yeah.
Like, no amount of skill is going to get me out of the fact that you have a rest in peace. Like, the game is over.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to fit in. You almost can't fit in extra win conditions, and that's where like I prefer. Like, I love playing with my graveyard, but I just prefer decks that I can turn my hand or my graveyard into my hand. It's just a card advantage thing.
All of your eggs are in one basket with Reanimator, and that kind of.
Yep, and if it misses the mark, then you fucking missed.
We've also seen these like hybrid decks where you have like the creativity deck, which is a like, kind of like polymorph a creature or artifact into a dude, and then you have the backdoor plan of being able to reanimate her if they answer or if you loot it away early.
It's still like, and that makes more sense. It is just combining like 2 of the same things together. It's like 2 breeds of apples fucking bred in one tree.
I think that those decks are generally worse, but I think in terms of what I would want to play, they're more what I would want to play. Like, cool, I have multiple game plans,
exactly.
But they're both slightly weaker, and I'm not all in.
And you're still banking explicitly on, like, maybe a playset of cards. You have different ways to get to those playset of cards, but you are banking on a playset of cards to win you that game. And yeah.
So I actually think that as a control player, like playing control decks, that's the one I actually lose to. It's the one that has both lanes of attack because it's easy to just keep them all. If all I have to do is counter your creativities, then like that's pretty easy. But like if I counter creativity and then you immediately reanimate one that was in your graveyard that you'd gotten off of a Prismari command a couple turns earlier, then like
right.
Oh
yeah, no, they are definitely. Yeah, that's.
I think I called it worse because it doesn't have. To me, generally good like high level competitive decks in Modern, at least lately, are how explosive are they? And once you have the dual game plan, you'll lose that.
It's just like the streamlined nature of a deck like that, and that's the thing about these Reanimator decks. It requires certain things, right? You have to have, if you're doing like
flat out reanimator where you're casting a spell that targets a creature in your graveyard and you're bringing it back to the battlefield. You need a way to get that creature into your graveyard, which is usually like loot effects or
self-mill.
Self
or unmarked grave, but again, that's non-legendary.
Yeah, in modern unmarked grave,
which feels fucking so clunky.
There's the what's the really good instant speed 1-mana one that unmarked grave is supposed to simulate. What's the
Entomb.
Yeah, Entomb. Entomb's like the best reanimator card ever printed.
Yeah.
And then you need like some number of spells that bring back the creature.
Right.
And then you also need big ass creatures that are big enough to make an impact when you reanimate them.
That's exactly why I rescinded like my criticism of the archetype as a whole, because like to build a good reanimator deck, of course now nobody.
Well, that's where I say that it doesn't take a lot, because
if the spells exist in your format, then it's pretty easy, and I think you're right in that case that like it's a deck for a 12-year-old.
Well, it's a deck for a 12-year-old in the sense that there's like 5 people in the world doing the legwork to build these decks.
Yeah.
And so you just like
I would have
type
huge respect for the reanimator player if it was a case of like the guy who took the Pro Tour by storm. I'm not even sure it was his deck. I think it was his friend's deck. But with the like Pioneer version of Bogles, like if someone came in with reanimator deck, like I tested this. No one else knows what it is.
Right.
Why you're using those cards, like
right. Yeah, if somebody does something truly ingenuitive, then it's.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are real hazards and conditions to building a super streamlined functioning reanimator deck. So but that's true for every deck.
And it will always get worse for you, because Wizards will always be printing more graveyard hate cards. So anytime your deck is good, your deck
at
gets
the
worse.
same time though, they keep scaling.
This is true.
The same with better reanimator targets and better spells,
It's hard to get much better than Archon. Archon's just a fucking beast, man.
Yeah, I mean they did this thing, and so
I haven't seen it. Like people keep talking about it.
I would say that the difference with the legendary thing definitely marks that more of a legacy card than modern. I don't think that it's better than it's I think
it's a creativity
Chris
target.
is talking about Gristlebrand. I think that the real conversations is better than fucking Archon, because I think in modern Archon is definitely the heavier hitter.
Well, it's not a conversation in modern, because
I assume they're building their. I assume they're also building their deck differently, right?
Sure.
They're building their deck differently so that they have these things, right? So that this turns into a draw 7 or something. I assume.
Yeah.
Or
Which
something
I don't
close
even
to
think
that.
they really have to do that, because they're going to have all those things anyway. And especially in a
they're not going to have an enchantment necessarily. Maybe.
Not Leyline Binding. Everybody's just playing Leyline Binding, so they are getting that. And the animator deck's probably playing Teferi.
If you're setting up a mana base, usually from what I've seen in Reanimator, you're setting up your mana base so that you could theoretically cast most of the big threats.
Yeah, you should.
If you're setting up so that you could theoretically cast tracks, that your Leyline Binding is right there.
Yeah, you should have Little Teferi, because they all have Little Teferi to protect their reanimation spells. So they tick that box. Artifact. I don't know.
Haywire my
Bobble. They probably have bobbles in there.
Yeah, they get their bobble back.
Like
artifact, battle.
There's going to be a battle that everybody's playing.
That's what my problem is with battle. Is I don't know. Like there's different words. I don't know about battle.
I like how you hate battle and we don't even know what it is yet.
I guarantee you the phrasing is going to be, we're going to enter a battle. I bet it's going to even say it on the fucking card.
Yeah, you enter a battle.
Yeah, when you play the card, you enter a battle.
I just assumed it was going to be like the thing where you each reveal the top card of your library and whoever has
that's what I was thinking. Like there's a couple
it's
cards
just glorified Clash.
Yeah, it's just Clash.
No, it's conceptually it is fucking stupid, because you are in a battle.
That's what I'm having
Once
trouble
you start playing Magic, you are battling the guy across the table from you. Like, so you can't. It's like the
like
Magic,
the
goofy,
game.
the goofy sub game. Like, let's start a fucking game underneath the table with half your deck. Like that's what it feels like.
That's my problem.
Maybe that's what it is.
Conceptually, conceptually, I can imagine just based off the words what those other things could be. I don't know, once you're already playing the game.
Yeah.
What the card type battle
Yeah, no, I
what
agree
does
with
that
you.
do?
It is a huge conceptual fucking.
The things I've thought of, I've not been.
I think it's obviously a mini
Tangent.
game
It's-
because they're thinking about it as the full game is a war, and this is just a battle
This
within
is
the war.
just oh wow, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dumb. It would make more sense if it were war, honestly.
Well,
Like,
if it's well, the thing is, if it's an actual card type, there has to be a large enough number of cards to justify having it be a card type.
yeah,
So it can't be a mini. It cannot be a mini game
No.
because you cannot
My hope-
possibly.
My hope
we're gonna
is,
have a
is that
set that's all battles.
my hope is that it's tribal. That it's just tribal, and there's a new name for tribal for some unknown reason
That
we
doesn't
don't
make
know-
any
that we-
sense.
that doesn't make any sense. I would be okay with that.
Shit,
Tribals are now considered battles.
that's fucked up. That would be so annoying.
Cards
But yeah,
that
so
only take place in
Reanimator.
combat.
It's,
I did want to point out is being the one guy who likes to jam a bunch of Vintage Cube and other cubes when they're available on Magic Online. I do kind of agree with John that it is kind of a format for 12-year-olds, but once you get into limited and cubes in particular,
I'm gonna be painting the bad guy. Like everybody's
no,
like,
no,
Fuck
I
this
just
guy,
said I
he's
agree
an
with you. How could you be the bad guy?
Yeah,
You should hear what he said about Commander.
I'm clearly not a bad guy, and
Right.
I agree with it. So like in Cube, I think it's like way more respectable
No, it is
because you have to
conditional
like I
things
said,
to
those
this
things
thing.
that you need. You need the big dudes. You need the ways to get the thing into your graveyard, and you need the reanimation. Like you have to really commit to
So-
getting the reanimator strategy going in Cube, and I kind of really do respect it there. And every once in a while, I'll get the the turn one instant speed, put a big dude in my graveyard, and then untap and immediately reanimate it. And it's just like, oh shit, I just lose on turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, any limited format where you have the potential to do shit in the bed, like I could just not get enough targets. I could not get
Yeah.
this. Like,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
sure,
and that's
go for it.
the thing. That's what makes everything's golden and limited because limited is just the hardest way to play Magic anyway.
Mm.
But I mean, I will say that, like, if you look at a format like Modern, like Reanimator does have some hurdles to that because, like, okay, I might just die by
Mhm.
X turn
Yeah.
because all the reanimation stuff isn't earlier than turn 3,
Mhm.
and it's very likely in a format like Modern that you could just die by turn 3. So that is kind of its own fucking,
And there's a
proving ground. To a
There's an
degree
argument for
the archetype.
Archon over, like, even if Atraxa could be targeted by the reanimation spells in the deck that like Archon's.
Right.
If you're gonna be behind by turn 3, Archon's better than Atraxa because at least it removes something from their
Yeah,
board.
you
it
really
removes
catch up,
something
yeah.
from their hand.
Yeah.
Atraxa's just like
You get cards.
You get a battle in your hand, and that's game changing.
Yeah.
But the rest of it
Potentially,
is
yeah.
just, I don't know.
No, I don't want to be too harsh on the archetype. I'm harsh on a lot of things, most things. So I'm trying to be a nicer guy. But yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. It has always been and will always be a cornerstone archetype of the game. So you have to give it an amount of respect just from that. It's always going to be there. It's as honest as Burn is, like,
Yeah.
'cause
Maybe
it's
that'll
been
be the
there
next
since
one.
the
Maybe
beginning.
we get Carmel in here. to
Yeah.
talk about
some
Burn.
I mean, Burn is very honest. Burn is the guy who's closed his eyes and is just windmilling his arms.
I don't think so.
There's an honesty.
Game
about
one.
that.
Game one. I would say that's absolutely true. Like, it's a guy coming into the fight just fucking flailing, and then after whatever happens, then he like assesses. Like, okay.
I don't know, man. I think
I just got
think,
flattened, so I need to adjust, or I just kick the shit out of somebody, and then maybe.
So
maybe
he slightly changes the angle of his arms.
I mean,
I,
yeah.
I actually disagree with you, Chris, just because we've done coverage on so many matches with Burned where if they just played their cards in a different order or
That's the thing.
or played
yeah.
this instead of that. Like we've seen it so many times where we called out, I'm like, I think
And
you should have done this instead of this, and then just lost.
that's
the
the
game
thing, the
because of
more-
Oh
it.
yeah, you can still be a bad Burn player, but that doesn't mean that Burn isn't just running.
I don't think you're just like playing random cards.
No,
though.
you're-
I think
you're
I think
not.
the
I think-
order in which you play your cards in Burn is actually really important.
Yeah, look, there are Burn players who once they start, they can't get both arms going at once. It's hard for them. They can't move at the same time as they're moving their arms. Like there are people who struggle, but in general, you should be able to walk forward while swinging your arms, and I think that's
So
what Burn is.
that's the thing. I'll give you that for game one, but especially
I don't think
in
it's even correct.
in modern, especially in modern right now, with as complex as the format is and the crazy shit that's happening, to like actually do well, with Burn takes a lot of ability. Like it takes knowing the format, takes knowing your cards, knowing their cards. I think there's a lot of decks that you could shit on. To me, I feel like that's more apt to Reanimator. Like, I don't know. But I mean, there's intrinsic, like, you could say a lot of things about a lot of different archetypes in that way, you know? Like, so I don't know.
And also,
I'm fine
while we're
with
talking about
personally.
Reanimator, we could also talk a little bit about the Scam deck. I think is actually kind of a Reanimator deck.
Oh, it is, yeah. It's a different flavor
Yeah.
of it, but it is for
Yeah,
sure.
and it's honestly probably the best Reanimator deck in Modern.
I would feel more, because of what's in the deck, I'd feel more comfortable playing that because it actually has, like, real interaction and it's doing real things outside of just reanimating something.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can build the deck too.
Yeah.
It's basically like you have a package of things that you're trying to do, and then all the other stuff is just filler that you can build however you want.
Right. And of course, there's decks like Dredge, which is a reanimator deck, but things just reanimate themselves, which I like more.
Dredge is one of the all-in decks that I have more respect. I respect Dredge. If Dredge works well, if you get what you need immediately from Dredge, you don't have to think. But once the game goes to turn 5 and you have like no cards in hand and you need to know whether you need to Dredge or if you have to draw a card to try to get something, it's like I respect Dredge.
Well, so that-
Dredge is actually a hard deck to
that-
play.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a very hard
That
deck
Yes.
to
example
play.
right there in regards to Burn is exactly like that's like how you play your cards in a control match. Like if you're a Burn player, you can't just like
You count, and whichever iteration gives you the most damage with the cards in your hand, plus the 3 damage
that's not
spells you're going to
true.
draw, that's the iteration you go with.
that's not true.
There's also a thing
How you
with lands,
play-
like in Dredge, like if you keep a 2-land hand
Mhm.
and then start dredging on turn 2, if you don't have another land in your hand, you're not getting one.
Yeah.
That's what. Hopefully, the lands that you kept, tap for double red to bring back your ox, or
Yep, there's a lot of axes you have to think on.
and a lot of times that one land is the one that with the counters on it, and like you run out of counters and it's no longer a land, and all of a sudden and they don't really play Loam anymore, so there's no way to buy back the land. So
I still feel is super weird.
yeah.
I get it,
I
but
talk shit about it a lot, and then like the more I've seen it, like it kind of makes sense because
it does.
Yeah,
It's
Loam is
I
just all
know it's
Modern's
fine.
too slow to just like take a turn off to draw a couple lands.
Yeah, yeah.
What card is this? New card in Dredge?
Huh?
Is there a new card in Dredge? What are you talking about? What replaced Loam?
They just don't play anymore.
They just don't
They
play
just
it.
don't play
They just don't play green, basically.
So I respect Dredge for that. Dredge is also is not really playable. I don't think in general.
Yeah.
You get casual
It's all up to Ron.
Yeah, well, you get occasional.
You got a 3-0 with it this past weekend.
Hey, there you go. You get the sideboard hate. You get the fact that there's just 12 different exile effects that are being played in white. It's like if you play against a white deck, I don't know how with removal. I don't know how you ever win.
I lost to it online the other day.
Play what?
I was actually playing Murktide.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
I never actually played Murktide. I'm like, I'm gonna take it for a spin.
Should have had anger.
First fucking match I played against Dredge.
The thing for
Should
And I
have
Dredge,
got
played
4-1 in the league, and Murktide actually is a fun deck to play.
The card
If you've
that
never
really
played it, I
keeps-
recommend it.
Dredge good, or like it's not great, but it keeps it alive is fucking
Wow.
yeah. No, it is. It is
Yeah.
because like that's the thing. Because if you play a deck with a bunch of exile effects, like yeah, you can exile their things.
Mhm.
I mean, but it's still like a bit of a grind because you can't exile all their things.
No.
You're gonna exile
Well,
enough of their things
I
to
can.
stay alive. I mean, I can too, but it still has to line up. You
Yeah.
don't always see
Absolutely.
the cards, and the moments where that's how they can get you is like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm exiling all your stuff, and especially with modern mana bases now, you're really taking a bit away from yourself. Like you could just get got by fucking crippling. Chill.
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
fucking
no,
annoying,
that's-
dude. I
that
hate
gets you
that
down
so
low.
much.
It was a long time ago, but I've died to triple crippling chill. Just
Yeah.
like, crippling chill? 9 to you? Go fuck yourself. Yeah, okay, I'm dead.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's definitely on a different axis than what anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
It's also another one of those decks that like reward, like we said, like any deck that it's difficult to play. Like it rewards the guy who has played 1,000 matches
Yeah,
with
it
Dredge.
especially does that for sure.
Yeah.
Like, you can get a base idea and play it, but like for real mastery, it takes a lot.
Like most decks, I guess. Like the difference
I think
between
that's true for a lot of
the difference
for a lot
between
of
the guy
decks.
who's played 10 matches and the guy that's played 1,000 matches is night and day.
Yeah.
But there are definitely decks like Dredge that have a higher ceiling. Like
Yeah.
Ron will get a lot more percentage points out of Dredge than someone who's only played 50
Well,
games
yeah,
with it.
absolutely. For sure.
I don't want to bring up Burn again, but I will. I think someone who's played 1,000 matches of Burn will get some points, but it won't be the same in terms of them versus if you played 50 games of Burn, you're probably assuming you're decent at Magic, you're a proficient Burn player.
Sure.
If you play 50
Your win,
matches,
your win percentage to be higher, and a lot of that I think has to do with just mulligan decisions because
Yeah.
in Burn you're just, is this a functional hand?
Yeah.
You know, like that's a keep.
Yeah.
In Dredge, a functional hand is like,
Is
I need a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like there are a lot
It's a
of
range
very
of
specific things that I
Yeah.
need for this to be a hand, and like that's why you see every time we have Ron on stream, he's mulliganing to like 4 or 3. And
Well, and so that's the thing is it doesn't take Dredge doesn't take a lot of specific things in hand. It takes like 3 specific things in hand, and that's why the
exactly 3 things.
Deck,
Yes.
yeah, that's why the deck mulligan like you have to mulligan like you do because like doesn't have those, don't have those. You got to go until you have those things.
It's really 3 specific things plus lands.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't play many lands
But if
either.
you get those things, oh, they're in trouble.
Oh. All right. Is anything else?
No, I think we
We've exhausted the
covered it.
conversation on. Next time we'll do an archetype that's more interesting than Reanimator, so we have more to say.
I mean,
Because you're right, it's for 12-year-olds and
Boggles.
12-year. We could have a conversation about Boggles right now. You play a dude.
put shit on it, and that's it.
Hey, did I tell you my Boggles story, Chris? I
See,
was
that's
playing
the
online
deck
the
that
other day.
I'll
That's not a
crap
deck
on that
anymore.
way faster than Burn, man. I think Burn takes a lot more decision making than Boggles does.
I was playing
I
Blue-Black Control.
Probably agree.
Yeah.
I was playing Blue-Black Control the other day, and my opponent went like Slippery Bogle and turned on like, oh fuck, how do I ever win? And then like they got some hits in with like the thing kept getting bigger and bigger, and then like I got the line, man. They hadn't killed me yet. I got them they got me down to like 4, and they had put the thing on it that gives it lifelink and all the shit. They got me down to like 4, and I got to do the end of turn, dress down, untap, Archmage's Charm. It's like, who's the Boggle now?
Yeah.
It
Next
was
turn, I will
bliss.
go back up to 20.
Yes, it was bliss. It was fucking bliss.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, felt really nice. And that is why Boggles is no longer playable, because Dress Down is quite possibly the best Magic card printed in the last 10 years or so.
It's I don't know about that. It might be it's up there with one of the best answers printed in the last.
It's one of the best designs.
Yes.
Like as far as like
Definitely.
if you're talking about power of cards, no, not necessarily, but it's one of the healthiest.
It's clean.
I'll say it's the most-
It's
One of the most necessary cards
Yeah.
of the
No,
last 10
that's what
years.
I'm saying. That's why I like the word healthy is because
Mhm.
it answers things that need answered. It's really well designed. It has a lot of different like synergies across different tangents.
It's not this
fucking-
crazy powerful thing,
Yeah.
but what it does
Yeah.
perfectly.
and we
It
need it.
replaces
We
itself.
needed it. It's a very good decision because it came with the pitch elementals, right?
I
Yeah, it
believe
was, yeah.
it was
yeah.
them or Urza Saga. I think it was them.
Yeah, it came
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think Urza Saga
Is
came
that the
with
same
them.
set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
same
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. Then yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
super-
It did come with them.
That's the best thing Wizards has done in like
Yeah.
10 years is put that card in. Like they printed this shit. Like we need something.
Yeah.
Right on the money, guys. Good job.
But you almost get mad at them because like you fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
You made
Oh,
dress
yeah,
down.
yeah.
You know that you've
Yeah.
done something.
It's got such a weird interaction with the pitch elementals to where like,
Yeah. Oh, it's super weird.
yeah, like it stops them from doing the thing, but it also stops them from
Going away.
leaving.
Yeah.
So like, Chris, like, have you had the interaction? Like, I know I played a little bit of blue white control online, like playing against Burn, where you just do the end of turn, dress down, and then just pitch to
a Solitude, just so you can start getting hits in on
Oh,
your
yeah,
turn.
I've done it.
I have not.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I have not, but I have managed to avoid what I've seen a few people do, which is dress down their guy that Solitude at end step. Like, oh, Solitude, remove that. Dress down? Fuck. I have avoided that.
Yeah, there's like a little play pattern where like when they pass the turn, like they're trying to pass the turn, and on their second main phase, like they pass priority to you, and you just dress down, and then go to the end step, and like with the dress down trigger on the stack on your end step to sacrifice it, you just play your Solitude for free and untap
Attack with your
gaining-
3/2
start
life.
gaining life. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Hope they don't have a lightning bolt.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. If they did, it's not going in your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Generally, you try to time it after they've already done shit on their turn. You know, like they've tapped out, and
Yeah, I think-
it's done some work though.
You probably, and you know, fucking dress down is at least a little bit of a band-aid against your animator decks.
Mhm.
For a moment, it's a band-aid, but
This is
it can,
true.
it can help you get to the point.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, all these guys, sure, you have to still use a card to remove them. But
Yeah.
a
But
7/7 that needs to use
turn
3 cards
makes
to
a huge
orchestrate.
difference, especially
Yeah,
like Archon.
I wanted
like,
to
saving
say
that trigger.
Oh yeah, it's a big
one
deal.
of the things I've noticed going back to the reanimator thing, and this is also it's part of the creativity thing, but something that they've gotten in the last couple sets, and we didn't name this card, and I should have. I think it's from Brothers War, but it's the enchantment that when it's for 2, and when it enters, you may discard a card, and if
yeah.
you do, draw a card.
Yeah.
And
Draw
then
2. It's always.
draw 2. Sorry, yeah. It's like Tormenting Voice, but it's on an enchantment. And the enchantment you can sack any time to give all your creatures haste.
Yeah, and maybe
And-
another thing too.
I think it's just haste.
Look
But
at that.
anyway,
Yeah, it's definitely haste.
yeah, I've had that with the Archon come up, where it's just like, oh, I'll do this, and then like if they Archon me, it's cool because I can just discard this card, and then I have my answer that I can
Right.
play on my turn, and then they just like play this to loot, and then reanimate Archon, and now it's gonna have haste, and it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, that
So
was.
now I'm taking 12 damage this turn and discarding 2 cards, and they're gaining 6 life and drawing 2 cards.
Yeah, I thought about mentioning that.
Bitter
card
Reunion.
today. Yeah.
Bitter Reunion, yes.
Yeah, and it is definitely.
We failed to mention that one.
Yeah, that
And,
one's good.
That actually is a very playable card, and it's unassuming. I don't think that I would have read the spoilers and thought, oh shit, this
Right.
card's gonna see modern play.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, you wouldn't think so, but you have to, when you think about how many of those other cards do that, see that play, like, it is like just a potential, if not upgrade, like another option for those decks. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's like it's twice as expensive as Tormenting Voice, right?
No,
No.
Tormenting Voices too.
They're all
It is
two.
too?
They're all two.
So Cathartic Reunion, okay, that's just
Cathartic
Green
Reunion just gets
too.
to draw an extra
But
card.
the positives of being a permanent that gives you some value later, and then,
Exactly.
Yes.
then the
Yeah.
fact that the discard isn't part of the cast, which is a huge thing because
Right.
it's on entry. So like
Right.
you don't like you can't like Tormenting Voice. You have to pitch a card when you cast it, and then if it gets
Yeah.
spellers, you feel like a dumbass.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's a big deal. It's definitely a solid card.
Indeed. All right.
All right, yeah. Next time, what do you want to talk about next time?
Oh well, that's a problem for future us.
Yeah.
I would say.
Sounds like
Sounds
a question
good.
I don't have to answer today.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for anybody.
Next time we will be
tuning
talking
in.
about magic and an archetype of our choice. We'll get a spotlight.
We'll talk about the new decision Wizards has made and the new set that they've announced. That's what we'll do next time.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. The
Yeah, because
the
it's
new
already
announcement.
fucking 2 months until the next set.
And also one thing that we do promise, there will be more talk of battle
Yeah.
in the next podcast.
I would be thrilled if this was a typo. It would be
Yeah.
it would be both good for me and hilarious.
It is frustrating.
Like, has there been
Typo.
any has Wizard addressed it at all?
I don't know. I don't pay that much attention.
Somebody has to have gone.
Yeah,
"Hey,
does
Wizards,
just
what's
the
going
printing of
on?"
this card mean that tribal doesn't exist anymore? Like if I play tribal in my Tarmogoyf deck, does it not make it bigger now?
By reading, that's what I hate. Like if that's the case,
I don't know.
if
They
that's
haven't
the case,
addressed
I'm
it.
gonna be so fucking annoyed. Because again, that's just
I
so
think
lazy.
the only thing that makes sense is that somehow tribal is a battle card now.
Yeah, I don't see how. I don't know with what they've done with Arena, that they're just like, well, on Arena we're gonna redesign these cards just because we can. it makes me think that they might do some shit like that. Well,
No,
tribal just doesn't exist.
I don't think they'll do that.
I don't know anymore, man. I don't know what they'll do.
I don't think they will.
I hope not. I mean, you talk to a guy 16 years ago and you'd be like, yeah, Manburn just doesn't exist. Somebody would be like, it's fucking, just make it not exist? That's weird. How could they just make the core rule of the game just not exist?
Yeah.
So, not
You're like really the only person on the planet that's really upset with that.
Well, I know, but you get what I'm saying, though. Like,
hey, all the Tarmogoyf
it's-
players are not happy.
It's just an example that they can just, like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Not only are the
So
new
they could, if they wanted to, they could
I don't
just
like
be
to bring
this
up
card
Arena
type.
on these podcasts because I don't think anything they do on there has anything to do with Magic the Gathering.
Well, I agree, but it's just it shows their inclinations, and that's what we're talking about here. Is what could they potentially
battle
do?
cards will be available in every single set and draft booster pack. Now, I don't know if that means that they're available at the same rate as other card types, or if they're like a special card that goes into
I
every-
hate it even more now.
goes into every
God
pack.
damn. Okay, that's.
I wonder if it'll be like that special. I don't know if it's
So what's
Plane
going to be?
Chase,
What's going to be the legality of them then?
like the commander cards that.
This is
you-
just a lot of speculation.
This is true, but that like change the battlefield for commander. You know those like the big cards, like we're
Right.
going
Yeah.
in reverse order now. I'm wondering if it's like pay for it. The new battle is.
I don't
You
even
can't
want to
have
think
more than
about any
four.
of this.
I
I
hope
don't
it
even want
reverses
to
order.
do with any
That'd
of
be
this.
hilarious.
It would be pretty
It's
good.
like-
Reverse the chart order.
So it was your turn and then my turn. But now we're going counterclockwise.
and then explain
Still
to
your
the new
turn.
players that doesn't give them an extra turn. It just means that it passes to the left instead of the right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even want to know. It's just going to be something that's going to piss me off. I'm sure.
I just assume it will make the game better.
Why would you assume that?
Yeah,
You're silly.
sounds good.
Because goddamn it, somebody has to on this podcast.
Hey, John has been working on being positive.
I've been trying, but now you start getting down this road. I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck all
like
this. This is
how is it
nonsense.
like seriously the most intense thing we're going to talk about is a card type and potential mechanic for something we have zero information on other than a word.
Well, in
One
Yu-Gi-Oh,
word.
you can adjust
Where
the
did-
battleground.
Where did you just find that? What you just read? Was that on
This
kind of official-
is on MTG Rocks. Apparently, it was part of a.
What is it?
It's a website. It's apparently it was in a Wizards newsletter that they
Okay.
announced that it will be available in every blah 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 blah. It is coming in March of the Machines.
So there's gonna
No,
be,
no mention of tribal though.
No, not that
there's gonna
I don't
be-
think anyone cared.
No.
Oh,
I
Okay.
just think is if it's
Yeah, that's-
if it's
that's
just,
one
like
way to treat
guaranteed
people.
Every pack, I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, whatever. We'll deal with it when it gets here.
Is tribal no longer a card type is a filtered result. I'm curious. I know nobody's talking about tribal as a card type, even with this new card. No, I think we might be the first people who've noticed, and I didn't notice it. Tribal's not on
Put this
there.
back in the fridge. I didn't drink it.
Tribal's, it's not dead. It's just the family member that quietly doesn't get invited.
You're right. Yeah.
It's- sometimes they'll show up, but
Right.
we're not going to
I
mention.
I mean, nobody
it.
liked him anyways. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll have more talk of Magic next time.
We will. Guaranteed.